Greetings! Today I'm going to walk you through a brief tutorial on how to use the website Quizzizz. I've been looking for an alternative to Kahoot for a few reasons, and it seems like Quizzizz is really going to fit my needs and purposes. Creating an account was really easy via the sign up button. You have a few different options to create your account with Google or with your Microsoft login, or you can just sign up with an email. That's what I did. I just used my HBU account to create my email. Do know that you will have to, as a part of the sign up process, select your school to tie your account to your school. It looks like by doing this, you can share information with others who are at your school if there's a school account. But otherwise, it is really easy to add a school if your school isn't on the list. That's what I had to do, but that was not problematic at all. So let's go ahead and log in. That was not my password. So here on our home screen of Quizzizz, there's a few different things you can do. You can explore quizzes or lessons that have already been created, or you can create your own. You can also search for quiz on any topic. But if you want to explore, there are some icebreakers that I thought were really interesting. So here's one that's already built in for 2 truths and a lie. And when you create a quiz or when you use one that's already done, there's 2 main options. You can start a live quiz for everyone to do together, and we'll look at that in just a few minutes, or you can assign this as homework so students can complete it asynchronously. There are a few different lessons that I think would be really an interesting way to use a flipped classroom to assign homework. Let's take a look at one of those. So this is an already built lesson. See that it's a lesson on the role of the president. And if you scroll down, you can see that there are slides with information on them to guide you through the lesson. And then there is some formative assessment built in throughout the lessons. So you can use this as is, or you can copy it to make your own edit so that you're not starting from scratch on any work that you want to do. Let's take a look at how to create a quiz. We'll do a quiz. So there are a variety of questions to choose from, and this is why I've been looking for an alternative to Kahoot. In Kahoot, you have to have a paid account to be able to use open-ended questions. And for my training purposes, I'm typically training faculty and helping them write student learning outcomes. And so I want our professional development sessions, everyone to write their own student learning outcomes. And so the open-ended question will really be helpful for me there. Let's go to a quiz that I've already created. So you can see I have a 4-question quiz on assessment for professional development. So there you can see I've used a variety of questions here: open-ended, fill in the blank, multiple choice, and another open-ended. Starting a live quiz is really easy. I want to do, you can do classic, where students can progress at their own pace, or if you want everyone to do it together, you do instructor paced. You can set the timer, you can show a leaderboard, or you can play music. Are some different settings that it'll ask you to set up. as you walk through it. And so it's the login information pops up on the screen so everyone can do. I'm going to join from my phone so I can show you what this looks like. Oh, look, someone named Lisa joined us. All right, so we're ready to start our quiz. All right, so we have our first question that asks everyone, it's an open-ended question asking everyone to write a student learning outcome. All right, and as open-ended questions are answered, their responses will appear on the screen and have the name associated with them. I think that's really an important thing to note, is that for open-ended questions, you will be able to see who submitted them, and so will everyone else who's seeing the screen. You can change the view so that the answers don't pop up, but you eventually will have to go back to the response view. Or you can set it so that it's a participant view and eventually you'll be able to see what everyone said. But if you're trying to start a conversation and do this all together, you'll need to be in response view. We go to the next question. And this is a fill in the blank response. And so you see that in participant view, you can see that the question was submitted. So once everyone's answered, I thought this was really interesting. It shows the percent of people who answered with a correct answer and then the number of people who had incorrect responses. Again, you have some other viewing options. So you can, rather than the chart, see what individual people said. Okay, so on the student device, they're able to see the multiple choice options, but the teacher, that's not on the screen unless you are in full question view. So here's an interesting thing that you'll see in a bit. This is actually the correct response, but it's showing as the incorrect response. And at the end of the quiz, there's a way to report on accuracy, which I think is an important use if you're using someone else's quiz, and a good way to maintain quality within the website as a whole. And then our last question is another open-ended one. All right, and again, just like the other one, you will have your response view, the full question view, or participant view. And so this is the last question. Yes, we want to end the quiz. And it gives us some options. So you can see class accuracy. And you can share a practice link. It also tells you which the toughest question, which question took the longest for everyone to answer, and then which question had a really low accuracy that maybe everyone struggled with. So if you're using this quiz as a formative assessment, these interesting facts could be really helpful. And so then you can see overall how everyone did. And this is the one that I thought was really, that I pointed out earlier. Were there any errors in the quiz? Yes, there was. And so you can report a question for not being correct. So then we exit from there. So I hope that was helpful. And I hope that you enjoy using Quizzizz as much as I have.